This conference will now be recorded.
So, today we are going with the topic called EAM, the overview of emergency emergency access management. So, what is the overview of EAM? What is the purpose of giving the emergency access? Everything we are going to discuss here. So, before going into the emergency access, let us just believe that we are the security team only and we don't have any knowledge about the GRC. How are we going to perform some of the regular day-to-day activities? So, for suppose there is a user called ABC who have joined the company as a FI consultant. So for him, firstly, we are going to create a user ID by using the transaction code SU01. So in SU01, we are going to create the user ID and we are going to assign him some roles. So according to his requirement, we are either going to create some roles or use the role template or just assign already existing roles in this way. So after assigning the all the authorization that he required for the access either in the ERP system or the FI system, we are giving the authorization. But now what happens is here is the new scenario which we are going to look here. The scenario here is as he is a finance consultant, like for every 2 months or 3 months, he is going to get a he need to generate some special reports. Okay, he need to generate some reports. What are the reports he required? He need to generate reports in the system. He required to generate reports in the HD system. He need to generate reports in the HR system. In this way, even though he is a FI consultant for every month ending. So these are just a month ending activities. Okay. These are not like day to day activities which we are going to do every day. So we are not going to do these activities every day. So the scenario is he required access for different systems or all different modules like for every month, only one time he required, so he can generate the reports related to finance in those systems. This is the scenario we are having. Now tell me, as a security consultant, how can we provide access for this user? So, what are the solutions you can provide as a security consultant? Anyone try the answer? So now you are a security consultant. How are you going to provide access for this user? This extra access or the additional activities, how are you going to provide the access? No answers? Why?
Sorry, Krishnan, can you repeat the question? Like extra access means?
So he is regularly performing the activities in the FI system only. But every month end, like on 29th and 30, he required access to transaction code, SD transaction codes, HR transaction codes just to generate a report. Okay, a finance related report he have to generate in this all these systems. So we need to provide access for every month end. So what is the solution you can provide here?
We will create one firefighter ID and assign that for that one we are assigning one firefighter role.
Okay. So what is my question? Just assume that you are a security consultant, not a GRC. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Good try. No problem. So in the security, what are the solutions we are having? Do we have any solutions in the security? Yes,
Like
we do
every
have,
month automatic,
yeah, every month automatic.
like we need to schedule that particular duration of the dates, and on that particular day it will need to get the details from all the and SD HR.
Okay. Or else simply you can say is we are going to create a customized role, okay, that include all the additional activities and you can just assign this role only for those 2 days. Okay,
Okay.
this is one solution. This is one solution you can provide. Or else another simple solution is if this FI consultant asking access for almost every module, then simply you can assign SAP underscore all. Full access you can provide for temporary time. So in these two solutions, do we have any risk involved by giving access in this way? Is there any risk involved? First thing, if at all you create a customized role, there is a additional role added for your maintenance. Okay, this is scenario one. There is a additional activity or a additional role that is added for your list to maintain. Just creating the role and just assigning that role for monthly at the month end only assigning for 2 days. No, it won't work in that way. You should take care of that role from day 1 to day 28 of that month also. You should make sure that no one is customizing that role or no one is getting access for through that role. So you should be tracking the role which you have created. This is the additional activity. Just a moment. Yeah, sorry. So, so creating a role and using it whenever you require. It's not the solution. You should also make sure that there is no one who is going to misuse the role which you created. So, in this scenario, if someone misuses the role which you created, and the first question that comes is at the time of audit they will find out that some consultant got extra access due to the role which you have created, then immediately the audit team is going to question you. So if you don't require this role, why have you created? You should be only taking the responsibility. They are saying they will not listen all these things like I have created for month end activities. I have no idea who have got access on 15th or 20th. No one is going to listen. Here a big mistake has happened and you should be taking responsibility. They will simply say that create a role or delete the role. If you don't require, delete a role. So even that thing we cannot make it. Every month creating a new role, so it is also practically not possible. So this is first issue. And issue number two here is, so by assigning this customized role or SAP underscore all by through the standard profile or the generated profile, you are giving access for 3 days. Okay, you are giving access for 3 days for a user. Here, what happens here? Again, this is also a headache for us. Why? Because in the whenever the user gets access for this extra 3 days, he can just change the data in the system. He can delete the data from the SD system. He can download the personal information from the HR system, or else okay, he can copy the documents which are not necessary for him. In this way, all these activities there are potentially these many risks involved. If at all you give access for 3 days for temporary time for extra systems or for extra transaction codes. So what happens again here again repeats the same scenario. One fine day, the audit team conducts the audit related activities and they are going to figure out that the FI consultant has used the SD transaction code and changed some of the data in the SD data. In the sales data, a finance consultant has changed the information. This is the first thing they are going to figure out. And the first, so after figuring out what is the thing they are going to look is who is responsible for giving access to a sales related transaction code for a FI consultant, who provided sales access for a FI consultant. So at the end of the day, it's again, you will be the one who is going to be blamed. No one is going to listen like this. He is having approvals to get access for 2 days, 3 days. No one is going to listen at that time. First thing is they have to take action on the person who gives access here. So what is happening here? You have given access based on the requirement and all the approvals are there. But he has done something errors or he have done some illegal activities or fraud related transactions in the other systems. And the first question is who have provided access. That's it. So this is the blame which you have to bear. Why? Because what the audit team states is this security consultant provided access for a HD system or a HR system access for a FI consultant, which basically you should not provide. For a FI consultant, you should provide only access for FI system or the FI transaction codes. For a HR system, for a HR consultant, you should provide access only for the HR system or the HR related transaction codes. Why did you provide access for the other systems? Again, this is not even permanent access. So if it is a permanent access, it's other scenario. The person who approves is going to take the responsibility. The person who have given all the role approval, that person is going to take the responsibility. But here the scenario is different. It's just a temporary access, like 1 day or 2 day you are giving access. In those 2 days, he is doing some unauthorized activities. So in this scenario, you are going to get blamed. So in this scenario, what you can use is you are going to you are going to execute something called as the EAM concept, emergency access management. Here you are going to have something called as a firefighter concept. So we will discuss this concept in detail. So by using this firefighter concept, we are going to provide extra access for a temporary time. So, when are we going to use this EAM concept? Whenever, whenever we need to provide extra access for temporary time, then we are going to use the emergency access concept. So in this emergency access concept, by using the firefighter concept, what happened is, for suppose FI consultant requested extra access for the HR system, not an issue. By using this firefighter, I am going to provide the access. Here, what are the advantage I am having by giving access through the firefighter concept? So what happens is, for suppose for 3 days I am giving access to the FI consultant. These 3 days I can simply track him. So, whatever activities he has performed here, every activity we can track here by using this one. So, after the end of the third day, his access will automatically expire. So, we are the one who is going to decide the validity period. It may be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 day, 10 days. Any number of days, we are the one who is going to decide here. So after the access expired, what we are going to do is we are going to download the report. So in this report, we are going to have all the activities he performed. Whatever activities he performed in the 3 days, we are going to get the report. And what are we going to do with this report? Simply share this report to the departments. So whatever modules, for suppose in this scenario, he requested access for HR system. So at this time, these reports will be shared with the HR team. They are going to do the review thing. So what activities he have done? If at all any suspicious activities are done, they are going to correct that and take immediate action. In this way it is going to happen. So in this scenario, so you have followed the EAM concept and you have given all the extra access and you have downloaded the report and you have provided it to the concerned department. So in this scenario also, so for suppose after 6 months your project went for audit. So generally, audit was handled in India by only very few companies. That too, the big four companies only doing the audit in India. It you may maintain project in any company, but it when it comes to SAP project, it will be majorly handled by these big four companies only. KPMG, Deloitte, okay. Deloitte and PwC, and last one is the Capgemini. Generally, these companies only handle the SAP audit. So, any one company, your project will be hand over for audit purpose for any of the company. For suppose it was handed over to PwC. Now, what the PwC company does here is at the time of auditing, they are going to check each and every activity by using different transaction codes in each department. So at that time, they figured out that a FI consultant has performed an unauthorized activity in HR system. So this is the one which they figured out. So after they figured out, first thing they are going to raise is who is the person responsible for providing this access? Who have given access for the HR system for a FI consultant? This is the first question it is going to be raised. So you are answerable. So you can answer them very much confidently. Yes, I have given access, but I have provided access through the EAM concept or through the firefighter concept. I have given him access. And after he completed the access, the report, what the activities, the report that contain all the activities he has performed was shared with the concerned department. If it is a HR, HR, if it is a FI, FI, basis above, it may be any department. To that department, I have already shared the reports and they have already done the scrutiny and given approval that there is no suspicious activity found. So this is the proof we are having. In this way, GRC team is going to produce every possible document that is required. It may be a document, it may be a ticket, or it may be a email. That's the reason. As a security consultant, already I have said everything must be done in the records. Nothing must be done in the oral communication okay, or something outside the SAP you should not do. If anyone asks for access or if anyone asks to change the access, everything must be within the system only, within either the SAP system or within the ticketing tool, your company's official ticketing tool. Only in with the official written mails only you should be performing activities. Why? Because if some of the consultant in the entire company, there may be one or other situation where some people try to perform anything unethically. So we are the team, security team are doing these many steps so that no one is going to do anything unauthorizedly. So if they find any loophole or if they try to bypass our security, our user access and perform everything, we must be in a position to show or to prove that we have done everything based on the approvals. All the documents should be ready with us. Okay, we should be not cornered at any time. So make sure that any approvals or any changes you are doing in the company, you must have a documental proof. Okay, don't, even though they are your close friends, even though they are your managers, if they ask for change access or change this role or give access for this role or change my details, anything they have asked, they must give through the access form, or else if it is if you are having a GRC, it must be done in the ARM also. In the ARM also, they can raise the request. We will see all those things later. So basically, this is the EAM concept, Emergency Access Management. So emergency access management is used when a user requested for additional activities or extra access for a temporary time. So this is how it works. So in this firefighter concept, there is lot of in-depth to see, like firefighter ID, controller, owner, user, all those things we will see later. Right now, just try to understand the concept. So concept wise, anyone having any doubts, you can ask me now. So, no doubts in the introduction. Naidu, Maunika, Srikant, Yogesh, Ashok.
No, sir.
No doubts.
Okay, there. So, we are done with the EAM basic introduction. So, again, like yesterday, we have seen for ARA that these are the advanced features which we have to learn in future. In the same way, if the if we are having GRC or the EAM running on the HANA database, we are going to have some additional advanced features to be learned in future. Those are, so EAM on GRC 12.0. So the advanced features overview we are going to see. First one is the we should be learning how to create a firefighter for a Fury system. So this firefighter ID is not restricted only for the for the regular systems, even for the Fury users also. In future, while doing the Fury execution, we should learn how to create the firefighter ID for the Fury users. Next one is the we should be knowing about the audit log. So HANA database on EAM audit log. So we should learn how to download the audit log for the HANA database users. This is the additional activity which we are going to learn. And next one we have to do is this execution we will see even in this system also. In the as a part of regular ECC implementation also we will learn this one. That is MSMP workflow. So multi-step, multi-process workflow. For EAM, there is a new process ID introduced. So it's a new workflow that was introduced in the GRC 12.0. So we are going to look into that one also. What is the new process ID we are having? So while doing the MSMP workflow, I will be going through with this topic also. Okay, we are having a process ID called FFID review. That is a very much newer one that was introduced with the GRC 12.0. In the previous one, this is not available. This one will be discussed. And another advanced one we are going to have is the EAM configuration parameters. Okay, this one also we will do the executions. Okay, don't worry. These two things we will do the execution. These are the new things that was introduced in 12.0. As part of this execution, we will see. But to know how to create firefighter ID for Fury users, you should be doing Fury security and how to download the audit logs for the database users. You should be learning HANA security. Okay, these are the advanced features we are going to have. Okay, now just doing it. So as it is only 30 minutes, I will just give some brief introduction of the BRM. So it will be easy for you. So in tomorrow's session, we can complete both BRM and ARM features also. They are very short topics. Let us see some introduction of the BRM. It's not like an introduction, it's like a what are the different types of roles we know till now? Anyone? So, what are the different types of roles you know till now? First one is the single role. What is the second one? Composite role. Yeah. Third one is the derived role. So these are the three types of roles which we know till now. So what is meant by a single role? What is the definition of the single role? Anyone? So what is meant by a single role? Anyone should answer. Ashok, Maunika, Srikanth, Naidu, Yogesh. So what is meant by a single role? I have already give yes combination of
Collection of T
Combination of
codes in
T codes, sir.
single row.
okay. So firstly, it's not combination, it's collection. So collection of transaction codes, reports, okay, authorizations, okay, and profile. All these two things together called as a single rule. What is meant by a composite rule?
Combination of two or more single rows.
Combination of two or more single rules. Okay. So here a small question. Can we create a composite rule with one single rule?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes,
Yes, we
sir.
can create Monica.
Yes, we can create.
So yes, we can create a composite role with one single role, but it does not make any difference or it does not make any sense. You can just maintain a single role itself. We can even create a composite role with one single role. Okay, it does not make any difference between the single role and the composite role which you created. Both the things will be same. Okay, now what is meant by a derived role?
Inheritance relationship between master role and derived role.
Inheritance relationship between master role and derived role. So, what is going to make the difference between the derived roles we created? There will be multiple derived roles we create from one master role, right? What will be the difference between each derived role? What are the changes we are going to make in each derived role? Are they exactly same? Are we going to make any changes in the authorizations? So the organization fields will be different in each derived role. Okay, right. Now, some more points here. Yes,
Sorry.
right. Yeah, it's okay. Now, so what are the combinations we cannot do? Can we create a composite role with one single role and one composite role? Is this combination possible? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, it is not possible. Can we make a composite role as our master role?
No, sir.
No, not possible.
No, not possible. We cannot make a composite role also as our master role. Now here comes a new type of role which you may display in the GRC system. The role name is business role. So this is a new role. So what is the purpose of creating this role? The main purpose is just to overcome the combinations that are not possible in the normal composite roles and the derived roles. So the definition of the business role can be given here. Collection of single roles and composite roles. Okay. Collection of single roles and composite roles from same landscape or different landscape. Okay, we can pick each role from different systems also. It is also possible. So this one, the main purpose is to overcome the backdrops here. So previously in the composite role, we cannot combine two composite roles or one single role and one composite role. It is not possible. But here what we can do is a single role can be created as business role or a composite role can be created as a business role or a single role and composite role together combined and form a new business role or multiple composite roles can be combined and form a new business role. So this is the advantage we are having. And the second one is now a business role can be made as the master role. So it is practically speaking, it is not possible by because the derived role will be inbuilt concept for that. But here, just for theory purpose, now by using this business role concept, we can even make a composite role as the master role. Okay. Now very important role you should, very important thing you have to note here is the business role can only be executed, business role can only be executed in S4 HANA and Fury. Okay. Only in these systems only we can execute the business role. Then why did I introduce the business role means why? Because one or other day always you will be seeing business role and business role. And whatever process we are following to create a single role and composite role, the steps involved, the same steps you are going to follow to create a business role in the S4 HANA security and Fury security. So make sure that you are learning the role creation properly here itself. Okay. Right. Even you should start executing in S4 HANA security and Fury security also. Okay. So this is all about the new role introduction and role introduction. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about what are the features of BRM and what are the features of ARM. These two topics will be discussed in the next class. By tomorrow, the demo sessions will be completed, and from day after tomorrow onwards, we will be doing with the full length sessions. Okay. So anyone having any doubts still here, you can ask me in the ARA, EAM, and roles introduction. Is it clear? Right then? Right. Yes, yes. Yeah.